Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Artist Lounge. I'm the Wild Irishman, Michael Dornick. Glad to have you along today. And we've got a regional artist from around the area. Matter of fact, he was in the area last night, and glad to have Adam Gaffney here. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about Adam Gaffney and the Highway Saints. Where did that come from?
That came from back when I lived in Illinois before I moved to St. Louis a couple years ago. What it was basically I was driving on the highway all the time in the Midwest, and I kind of came up with that name because of all the Jesus Save signs you always see on the side of the highway, and I thought, well, it's kind of fitting to have the Highway Saints.
There you go.
Kind of the troubadours there.
There you go. I like that. That's interesting. It's kind of weird how some of these names come about. That one, I wouldn't say weird. It's rather deep, honestly, when you start to think about it a little bit. So who are the Highway Saints? They're not here.
They're not here today.
We'll warn them now.
Yeah.
The Saints are not here. Okay.
They are Kendall Scott out of Pana, Illinois. He's my guitar player, and then I have Phil Russo. He's in St. Louis now. He's my keyboard and organ player. Kyle Ray's my drummer, also St. Louis, and Brandon Karras from Chicago. He lives in St. Louis now. He's my bass player.
Now I know you're from Litchfield, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Orange Is the New Black. Which is in Litchfield.
I get this all the time. There is no prison in Litchfield.
I knew that, but I had to go there. So tell us a little bit about how you got into music.
Well, I started about 4 years ago when I got out of the Navy, and then I moved home. I had some stuff I was writing down, while I was deployed, and I had started hitting these open mics, and an older guy that was an old friend of mine, I met through doing that. We played together in a cover band for years, and he kind of taught me the ropes and how it kind of works, and I started doing more original music and throwing it into this cover band, and it was great, and it was a lot of fun. But then I moved to St. Louis, and I kind of had to start all over again, and doing that I formed a more original image, whatever you want to call it, and I just kept doing originals, and now I play probably about 75% of originals.
So if I go back to the Gaffney family when you were growing up, is there a lot of music in the family?
On my mom's side there was. My grandma had taught me how to play piano when I was 9, and then I basically forgot as I got older, but my mom played drums in high school and grew up playing drums in different bands and stuff around Litchfield. And so I started playing drums really young, probably about 9 or 10, and then I stopped basically when I went in the Navy at 18.
Yeah. Well, you play one of my favorite instruments, which we'll get into here in a minute, because between the fiddle and the harmonica, I could listen to that kind of music all day long, and you play a little mouth.
A little bit, yeah, I do.
So maybe we'll get you to do that here in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about what your influences were as far as music's concerned.
Growing up, it was a lot of rock and roll. My first concert was REO Speedwagon and Styx, and when I moved to St. Louis, I took a shift. As you get older, you have different tastes and stuff. And when I moved there, I was playing drums for this country band, and I started really digging what they were doing, and I started kind of digging a little deeper into their roots, and come to find out it's a lot of like Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, and even Levon Helm. I became a big band fan, and rediscovered Neil Young in like a different light, and that's probably one of my biggest influences anymore is Neil Young.
You're going to play some little Guy Clark here in a minute? Little tomato song? Is
it Hemingway's Whiskey?
Yeah, that's it. Well, let's play one here. Introduce the first one. What you got on your mind?
This one is called Neko.
Okay.
My mouth was getting dry. I was feeling like an old familiar high. it rain. Or maybe I just didn't feel a thing. I smoked one more cigarette to come back from the storm, but the purple haze had shapen up to form. An empty wall was dripping down where a TV once was thrown. Neko was in the corner of the room. I said, Neko, where'd you come from? Neko, where'd you go? Am I slipping down into the undertow? Oh, Neko, that's a strange name. Where'd you say that you were from? Did you come here to put that strange thing on your tongue? And he stood out like a stranger, washed in from the rain. He didn't even show an ounce of pain. Never spoke unless spoken to, with his answers always right. And then he left alone back into the night. I said, Neko, where'd you come from? Neko, where'd you go? Am I slipping down into the undertow? Neko, that's a strange name. Where'd you say that you were from? Did you come here to put that strange thing on your tongue? The sun came up and I couldn't sit. My body wasn't tired. Do I try to sleep or continue on this high? I drank a beer to calm myself and tried to hear my mind, and closed my eyes in the essence of time. And I said, Neko, where'd you come from? Neko, where'd you go? I'm slipping down into the undertow. Neko, that's a strange name. Where'd you say that you were from? Did you come here to put that strange thing on your tongue? He just came here to put that strange thing on his tongue.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice, very nice. So tell me a little bit about your song. I'm assuming you wrote that.
I did, yeah. It's an original of mine. It was kind of a very psychedelic experience, so to speak. I won't say a lot about it, but yeah, it was a stranger kind of came in out of nowhere, and I thought it was very weird that he was there. It was just, I don't know, some people just kind of come and go in your life, and I thought that was a very symbolistic moment to me.
How do you find writing? Is it something that comes naturally to you, or is it something that that you just kind of have to really think about and think about and think about, or is it something that just it is you have different thoughts that suddenly come together for you?
It's a little bit of all those things. Man, sometimes, like this one came out in a night, just sitting down. Some songs I've been working on for a couple of years. Some songs I've been working on for a couple of weeks. Sometimes it's like putting dinner in the oven. It takes a little longer than the others, But when they're done, it's probably, I always know they're done when they're done.
I was actually just going to ask you that, is how do you know when it's done?
It's just the feeling of when you're happy with it. I guess being an artist, you're never, fully, impressed by your own work. But, when other people really tend to like it, that's kind of when you know that maybe it's a good song.
Yeah. So I know you were in Columbia last night.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different experience. Tell us a little bit about how that went down.
So it was for So Far Sounds. It was a really cool organization. They're global. They're all over the world. What they do is they sell tickets to shows, and you don't know who's playing or where it's at until 24 hours prior. And I think you don't even know who's playing until you show up. And they sent me an address. It was a pet store, but I didn't know it was a pet store until I got there. And I walked in, and there was animal food and all kinds of stuff. And they had it set up like a
pet store in Columbia last night.
Pet store in Columbia.
You get there 7 o'clock?
I got there at 7,
okay.
And we all loaded in. All the artists and stuff were there. And then about 7:30, the doors opened, and it was like floodgates opening. I mean, I didn't realize there was that many people. They said it was sold out, but I don't, you don't know what the capacity is.
Yeah.
And it was a packed house. And I didn't really see all the people fill in, but because I went upstairs, that was like their green room or whatever. And when they called me to come down, I was just blown away by the amount of people sitting in there. And they were all sitting down, ready to listen, and it was just the coolest experience.
So, I'm assuming you're unplugged. You're on
Everything
a
was
stool,
unplugged,
probably?
just like this. I stood.
Yeah.
And they had like a little carpet. They had some cool lighting, very very mood-like lighting set up, and it was all filmed and photographed. I mean, it was awesome.
So and that's your first time doing it?
That was my first time doing that one.
So you're going to do it again?
Absolutely, yeah. They told me they want me back. And that was actually the first time I ever played in Columbia.
Yeah.
It's a tough city to get into. And I think I'm going to do a couple gigs with So Far Sounds over there.
Now, you've been to the dugout in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Are you coming back there anytime soon?
I'm sure I will. I usually hook up a gig there when I'm traveling through. Last time I went through, I played in Omaha afterwards, and then I went to Des Moines, Iowa, and then Peoria, Illinois, and then came back to St. Louis.
And you play regularly in St. Louis?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I do have a residency every Tuesday at Livery Company. It's over on South Broadway.
Okay. You also talked a little bit earlier about you've got a residency, and then you do something every month or so?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my monthlies, which is tonight, which one of those falls on, it's Canton Inn in Hillsboro, Illinois. My whole band plays there. It's an amazing restaurant.
So the Highway Saints will
the
be there
Highway
tonight.
Saints will be there.
They're not here. They're just
Crickets. They're with me last Saturday of every month. We're there. We've been there every month for about 2 years now. So that's one of our long-standing residents.
What's the best thing about performing like this, about this lifestyle? Because it is a lifestyle.
It's honestly, I like getting the looks from other people that don't do it, because they don't get it, and it's kind of like oh, they're living this like nomadic lifestyle, whatever, blah blah blah. Why don't they grow up, do it as a hobby? And I don't know. I always get kind of a kick out of that because they have no idea what the feeling of it, and it's really energizing and refreshing.
I was going to say, even as someone, I don't perform, I don't sing, I don't, I played a little bit of drums in high school, but even just getting up and introducing, major acts, there's a little bit of a rush there.
There is, yeah. Being in front of people like that, all the time, it kind of wears off after a while. But like for instance, last night, it was all those first time on stage feelings came right back.
Yeah.
The first song I was shaking. My hands were gripping the neck. I was I've never had that many people staring at me and listening at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
And not only listening, but intently.
Yeah.
Listening.
Yeah. I mean, I could do anything.
Yeah.
And they would watch my every move.
Right.
So it was, yeah, it was nerve wracking.
Well, let's do another one. What else you got?
Yeah, I got this next one. It's called After 9. This is one of those songs that took me about 2 years to write.
2 years to become happy with.
It went through many shapes and forms before it was actually this song.
Yeah.
I'll pull out one of your favorites.
Yeah, there you go.
Sheriff boys, they're taking me in for the night with a one-way ticket to the nearest county line. If getting drunk all alone was such a crime, wouldn't have gone out by myself after 9. In a cell with a sheet and a blanket that smelled. My mind had a secret when I asked, wouldn't tell. Called up my brother, 'cause it's the only one that didn't fail. When he said what I'd done, I realized I was in hell. Sheriff boys, they're taking me in for the night with a one-way ticket to the nearest county line. If getting drunk all alone was such a crime, wouldn't have gone out by myself after 9. Hollered my name through the bars. Never felt it hit my ears and sound so hard. Answer my desert dry lips, how I'm looking so far. He said you're gonna sit tight for a while for stealing that car. Sheriff boys are taking me in for the night with a one-way ticket to the nearest county line. Getting drunk all alone was such a crime, wouldn't have gone out by myself after 9. Wouldn't have gone out by myself after 9. Wouldn't have gone out by myself after 9.
All right. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. I like that. Of course, you know, the mouth harp.
It's this way. It's a selling point.
So you obviously you write about those things that are around you, as most writers tend to do. For those who don't know, Macoupin is a county in Illinois.
In Illinois,
yeah,
sure is.
And is Litchfield? Litchfield's not in Macoupin.
No,
is it?
Litchfield's Montgomery County.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was.
It's to county over.
Yeah, I was doing some quick geography in my head, and I didn't think so. So, tell us a little bit more about your future plans. Obviously, tonight you're headed for Hillsborough.
Hillsborough, Sunday I'm at Off-Broadway playing a big showcase they do every month. That's called the River City Opry.
Okay.
That'll be fun. I play, I think, 2 to 2:30, I believe. There's 8 acts, so it's $5 at the door.
Wow.
It's 1 to 4, the whole thing.
Yeah.
As far as the future goes, I'm in the studio now recording my first single. It's called Nomad. And then I have a full-length album coming out as a soloist. And then I'm going to release a 5-song EP live with my band. So that's going to be my 2 projects this year.
So let's talk a little bit first about the album. Is that something you're going to record in St. Louis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm recording it with Jesse McClary. He's the lead guitar player and frontman for Old Capitol Square Dance Club out of St. Louis. And basically recording it in his basement with him. And I'm doing everything, laying out all the tracking, and then all my buddies will come in and play over it.
Yeah. So is that something that's going to happen fairly soon?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I started a couple of weeks ago tracking the first song, and which is actually out now on Spotify. There's a live version of it.
Okay. And that song's called?
Nomad.
Oh, okay. So Nomad is the first one.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the first one. That'll be the single, and then it's probably going to be about 12 to 14 songs.
Okay.
So we got a lot of saved up.
So if people want to follow you, Facebook,
Instagram.
Be careful where you look on Facebook, folks. You want to find the Highway Saints.
Don't Google it.
Adam Gaffney and the Highway Saints. That's the one you want to follow, right?
Yep.
All right.
There'll be like a circle symbol with my name and the band name on it. Can't miss it.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Adam Gaffney, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Artist Lounge on Mixed Country 96.